Hello. Right, welcome to www.thelochofmeymonster.co.uk. Now, you may have been wondering where the latest story from the Loch of Mey Monster series has gone. Well, the book is completed, but I thought it would make a change for me to actually read some of the book to you. And maybe stage by stage, you'll be able to hear the whole of the book on this website. Now, I've got a few people with me here today. These are my little children. This is Gabby and Zach, and there's Jacob at the end, and this is Smokey. Yeah, try not to look at Smokey too much. He gets a little bit embarrassed, don't you, Smokey? Yes, you do. Or sometimes he gets embarrassed. Right, I'll start the story. The fourth book in the Loch of Mey Monster series is called A Beautiful Monster. It was a staggeringly beautiful day, and the sun had risen with endless enthusiasm upon the children as they searched for their camping equipment. "Where is it? Where is it?" exclaimed Greg. "Where's what, Greg?" answered Abby. "My torch. I left it here with the rest of my things in my bag, and now it's gone." "I don't know, Greg." "Jimmy! Jimmy!" But Jimmy was not listening. He was wondering why trees grew leaves, as they nearly all fell off again and made a real mess. Jimmy was in trouble, and he had to sweep the leaves from the yard to make up for his bad behaviour. "I hate leaves and midges. Why'd we have midges anyway? I hate flies too, and spiders, but I do like rabbits." He looked at his rabbit, Hartley, spinning a dandelion around in his mouth. He knelt down and watched him. Hartley was black and fluffy and had a slightly unnerving look in his eye. Lifting the lid of the hutch up, Jimmy bundled his rabbit into his jumper and wandered off into the barn, forgetting about the job he had to do and forgetting to shut the gate to the yard. He heard his brother shouting him, but he ignored it and turned the torch on he'd found earlier. The lights had fused in the barn, and even during the day the barn was a little dark and damp. Jimmy dragged the small cage from the far corner, and after great effort managed to set it up in the back paddock. "There you go, Hartley. You'll have loads to eat out here." He put Hartley down into the cage, where long strands of grass reached through the bars and into Hartley's eager mouth. "Good boy." "Jimmy! Jimmy!" "What?" Jimmy answered in an annoyed tone. "Jimmy, you've left the gate open and Dolly's run off." After a great deal of shouting and moaning and some swift orders from their mum and dad, the children bundled down the cold, empty road in search of Dolly. Dolly often took herself for a walk and often ended up in the same place. So the children, their boots clattering on the unforgiving tarmac road, made their way to a craggy old croft house surrounded by weather-beaten willow trees and groaning lodgepole pines. "Come on, Abby." "She's in here, let's go and get her," Jimmy said. "No, you go. You left the gate open, not me." "Don't be scared, Abby," Jimmy said. I'm not. But before she could say any more, Greg was hammering on the front door. The door burst open and a craggy old man with coarse, wispy grey hair pointed at Dolly, who was wandering around the thin, green, worn carpet on the kitchen floor. Dolly bounded towards them and started jumping up at the children as though it were they who had been lost. "Say it then, Jimmy." "Say what, Greg?" "Say sorry and thank you to the man." "Oh, okay." "Thanks, Doug. Abby let her out of the gate again." "No, I didn't." "You did." A strange croaking whisper came from the long white beard that belonged to Doug and silenced the children. They'd never heard Doug speak before. He usually just pointed or sometimes smiled, but They weren't sure of that either, as they'd never actually seen his mouth. It always lay hidden amongst his lively white beard. "You must call to your friend, or there will be terrible things befall us." The children looked at him uncomfortably, then at each other. "What does he mean?" asked Abby. "I'm not sure. I don't think he's talking about Dolly, though," answered Greg. "Why does he talk like that? You think his beard grows in his mouth?" Jimmy asked. "Look, Jimmy, you ask him what he means. Go on," Greg said, pushing Jimmy. "I can't. I'm scared." "Jimmy!" Before they could say anything, Doug beckoned them to the window and pointed out across the loch to the castle beyond. "Why has he pointed to that splatted fly on his window?" Jimmy asked. "Shh, Jimmy. I think he's going to say something again." "You must see him there, under the green light of darkness, and show him the infant. Only then can we be safe." Doug turned away and started poking at his tiny fire with a small black poker, muttering to himself as he did. "I think he's a bit mad," said Jimmy. "Come on, let's go." "Green light of darkness? How can it be light and dark? I'm going." "I think Jimmy's right. Come on, Greg. Come on, let's take Dolly home. Come on." Greg sighed, then turned once more to Doug. "Do you mean Sky, Doug? Doug?" But Doug carried on muttering to the tiny flames that leaped at the smoke, now billowing up the chimney. "OK, let's go," said Greg, feeling frustrated. The children shut the back door and walked out of Doug's driveway and started running to catch Dolly, who was now sprinting back to their home. "Why did you ask Doug about the monster, Greg? He doesn't know about Sky, does he?" asked Abby. "I'm not sure, but I think he does." "What does he mean, green light of darkness?" Abby asked again. "I don't know, but he knows about the egg. That's why he said infant." "What are you saying? What are you saying?" Jimmy asked as he finally caught up with them. "Jimmy?" "Yes. Jimmy, what do you call a man with a spade in his head?" I don't know, spade head or something?" "No, Doug. Like Doug. Do you get it?" "Oh, yes. That's a good one. Do you get it, Abby? Abby?" "Yes, I do. It's just not that funny." "Oh, Abby." "Jimmy! Come here!" shouted their dad. "Come here now!" "Off you go, Jimmy," said Greg. "Oh no." Is it exciting? Do you like it? Shall we carry on? Okay. The sound in the garden was deafening as hundreds of starlings settled on the sycamore trees. They grew up by the house. Slowly they began to scatter around the croft, flying from the telephone wires to the chimney and then into the chicken pen to try and find some food. Abby watched them as she groomed her pony, Binny. They made so much noise. Binny stood nibbling on a bundle of hay and enjoyed the attention. Abby had thought about what Doug had said, but couldn't work out what he meant at first. But something one of her mum's friends had said. Zara. Zara was one of Mum's more interesting friends. She worked at the Castle of May. And, well, she started to explain something about a green ghost or something.